All right, on this episode of Bare Knuckle Bowker, very excited to be talking to an individual competing against Liam Howell, which transpires on October the 18th at BKB 47. It's always a pleasure to watch this individual step into the mighty Trigon, and it's always great having Aaron McCallum on Bare Knuckle Bowker. How are you doing so far, man? You having a good day so far?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah, yeah. Training's going good. The long days at the minute, putting two in per shift, plus work and that. So yeah, it's killing me a bit off a bit, but just need to get in there now. I can't wait.
And it seems like things fell into place nicely here because it seemed like there was a video that you had posted where you were teasing that a scrap against Liam Howell might be the next maneuver. So, like, when did you officially figure out that that was, I guess, like the next fight? Like, when did that bout, I guess, formally get offered to both of you?
Oh no, I didn't even know about Liam. To be fair, I walked up to the do the interviews, like the promos and stuff like that, and he was there, and Jim just says, "I think it'll be you two next." So I just put his shirt on the spot. I was like, "Yeah, sound that's cool with me." No, obviously, I'm not. I never turned down any fight but yeah, he's took the fight on as well. I think he knows it's going to be a tough fight. I mean, he's just come off a loss off Scott, so he's going to want the win. But he's got a big fight on his hands.
Yeah, that is interesting because yeah, I get the whole being like put on the spot kind of thing. Like I get what you mean in that kind of regard because I haven't necessarily known you to be a person who like I guess calls out people per se. Like maybe in the sense of like, oh, this could be an exciting fight, or maybe advance what you're doing in a division, or even in the context of calling for like a title fight, for instance. So I mean, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like being put on the spot in an interview and all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I call out for title shots when I feel like I'm worthy of it. Like I say, I need to get through Liam, and then hopefully I'm there then for another world title shot. But I want to drop down a bit of a weight as well, down to the 67 kilogram. For the simple fact, I've fought everybody. Everybody I fought, they're all bloody 6 foot tall or 5'11". Do you know what I mean? I want someone my height, and the only way to get that is at 67. But I'm making weight at 69 quite easy. It's like now I've got 4 weeks to go, and I'm on weight now. So, well, 3.5 weeks left. So
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean,
you see
so
me when I'm in fight camp and I'm dieting. I don't go on. Yeah, yeah. As weird as it is, it's like when I'm dieting, I want the diet to hurt me as well as the training, if you know what I mean. So when I've already got to my weight, I'm like, well, now what? So I'm having to maintain it, but I like the struggle of getting to the weight and stuff like that. But yeah, 69 kilograms quite easy, and for my height and stuff, I think 67 kilograms just suits me a loads better. Um, yeah, and I'll just be comfortable at that. I mean, I'm comfortable now. I will switch up all in all. I won't say I won't take any fights on at 69. Jim gets he asks me my weight. I tell him between 67 and 69. So whatever he gets me on them, I'll take any of them anyway. Like so, yeah,
yeah, I get what you mean. It almost adds like a little extra something to it, like maybe the extra required discipline that would be needed for, that, deeper weight cut, like going to an even lower weight category and everything like that. So would that lower weight category you referenced maybe be like the, I guess, category you're wanting to apply your trade more so going forward? Like you were talking about making a title run in the sense of like you'd want to like put a few together to get to that for sure and everything. But is that, I guess, lower weight category where you would see that transpiring, like in terms of putting together a body of work for a championship opportunity?
yeah. Well, once you get in the top five, you see you've got every chance around your weight categories of getting the title shots. I'm fourth in the world now. Get Liam out of the way. I should move up to third, hopefully, maybe a bit higher. So yeah, I can ask or put it out there that I'm ready for this weight category if it's available for the title shot. So yeah, but again, whatever Jim chucks at me, I take anyway. You know what I mean? So it's all in his hands. He's never done me wrong in the past. I mean, they're great to work for. So yeah, I'll leave it all in his hands.
No, it just seems like you're in a good position though, just being number 4 ranked in the super welterweight division. And I also saw a situation where you seem to indicate an interest in a Javon Wright fight as well, just to the point of even fighting in that lower kind of weight category, I guess. So it seems like you have a multitude of potential options here, while obviously being squarely focused on, the 18th and Leeds and everything.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, I want the title shot. I want it either with Javon White or the 69 kilogram. That's being fought for, I think, in December. So I don't know who's fighting for that, but obviously Liam Reese has got it. But any of them two weight classes, I will take it. Um, and also I'm not getting any younger. Do you know what I mean? I've what am I on? This is my 14th fight, innit? This will be my 14th. I want to get 20 fights. Um, Definitely get 20 more if I can. Don't get me wrong, I won't stop. If I can get more than 20, I'll keep going. But the ideal goal is get 20 fights, hopefully the world title. And when I want something, I get it. So
No, that's exciting, man. And I saw a post you had a bit ago that kind of puts things into an interesting perspective because we've done a few interviews now, and sometimes the passage of time can be like a little confusing in a sense, or maybe like one's accomplishments belie kind of how short the time period is. Because you had a post saying, just under 4 years, I'll have been, a two-time British champion, a world title contender. And you talk about the amount of fights you've had. I mean, it really speaks volumes, like just what a rate of activity and against some of the best in the world for sure.
I've just literally gone in and put all my life into BKB. Like, I mean, you got the likes of James Kennelly. He's on the same record, but I think he's got a draw instead of one loss in it. I think he's the same sort of record, but with a draw as well. And he's been in with what is it? It was seven. I think it's either 7 years or 10 years. Well, I've done mine in not that I'm saying anything about it, but I've done all that in the same in all them fights in half the time as such. Um, and I'll keep going. If I'd literally fight on every single show if I could, because I just like it that much. I mean, but it's like my background. I ain't come from no boxing. I've come literally from just straight in at the deep end, and learned as I've gone on, as I say. Do you know what I mean? So, I've got better and better every time. And it's like with my new coach, well, my best mate Joe Cockin. My last fight, I've actually learned how to fight bare knuckle instead of just the boxing side of it, if you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. Like, because it is a completely different sport. But yeah, I've had boxing coaches that have been in the pros for training pro boxers. So I've got all that knowledge that's been given to me, and now yeah, it feels like every fight I'm training for now is actually a bare knuckle fight. So yeah, I feel great, mate. In the minute, I'm not gonna lie.
And that's the intriguing thing about you because you came into it with, you know, just such a focus on like the bare knuckle specific craft and everything like that. Like you talk about because I feel like sometimes the rhetoric with these fighters coming in is almost like, oh, they were a gloved boxer before and they're interfacing with bare knuckle, or like, oh, they came from MMA and they're kind of putting their skills into it. It's almost like you were always like gearing your game specifically to the sport and everything like that. So something kind of fascinating within that and demonstrably successful within it too, just having that bare knuckle specific path, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's it. It's literally I've come from what I've used to do as a younger lad. I've been to the gym and that and done bodybuilding, but apart from that, yeah, fighting. I've just bought what you do as a kid, as a brawler, as a fighter, and bare knuckles become professional, and I've managed to get lucky with that and chucked in on it, and I'm staying with it. So yeah, it's everything to me, man.
And it's cool just where it's at now too, because you've obviously fought in BKB for a while under the previous, regimen and everything like that before the acquisition happened and all that. You fought on their final show, and we'd kind of spoke ahead of that, like their show in June of 2024. And I mean, it just seems like it's on such a great platform now, just like the Vice TV broadcast deal and stuff like that. Like it seems like the scale of everything keeps going up, seemingly event to event, or at the very least, like every few events. So exciting times in that kind of sense.
Yeah, it is, and just the places where we're fighting at as well now, they're just getting bigger and bigger. I mean, this ice stadium we're fighting at, I think it holds something like 5 to 7 thousand people, so it's getting massive. And you know what? Everybody's talking about it. like everywhere you go, people are talking about bare knuckle, and BKB is the best at the minute on the planet. I think it will be. So I think it always will be. Do you know what I mean? It's they're doing things right anyway, yeah, and they look after everybody. We're not just we're not just numbers and fighters to them. You know what I mean? Like I say again, we get messages and phone calls and stuff like that, letting us know what's going off, even if we're not in the fight card. I mean, I get sent all different kind of fight cards, even though I'm not on that fight card. So it's just nice to be a part of it in that way. Do you know what I mean? You don't just feel like you're being used. So yeah, they're great, great. I can't say enough good words. You know what I mean? It's just yeah, they're perfect.
Yeah, and that's a very, common sentiment among a lot of the BKB fighters that I've spoken to. So I love to hear that's also your experience as well. It just seems like a promotion that really appreciates the fighters and really demonstrably illustrates that, which is great. And I guess to the point we were talking about too, about this card being, such a massive one, like that Paulie Malignaggi Tyler Goodjohn fight definitely seems like it's getting a fair bit of attention, and understandably so. Like, do you have any particular thoughts on that headlining fight coming up here in Leeds?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, 100% Tyler Goodjohn. That's. I mean, when you look at the two fighters, I mean, I've got a lot of respect for Tyler. The guy's unreal. I mean, he's one of them. He's more might you love him or you hate him, but I think he backs everything up. He's always said. I have got a lot of time for him, but when you put them both together, yeah, Paulie's a good boxer, glove boxer. But you watch Tyler, that guy represents bare knuckle boxing. Like if you watch his style, if there's anybody that I could say that style you'd want to fight like in a bare knuckle fight is Tyler's one of them. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think Paulie's got a right good fight on his hands there. We know he's going to be quick and we know he's going to box, but yeah, Tyler just knows the bare knuckle like the back of his hand. So it's going to be a tough night for him. I think so. Anyway, that's my opinion on it. Anyway.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And I mean, someone who's so credentialed in the bare knuckle scene, as we were talking about before, so a great person to get insights from in that kind of vein. And I guess just illustrating how stacked the card is too, like the fact that Dan Podmore and Marko Martinjak is the co-main event, and that's ultimately a champ versus champ fight. So I mean, that's another incredible contest in its own right, for sure.
Definitely. I mean, who don't like Marco? That guy is just he's a different breed, in it. You know what I mean? It's weird because when you're a fighter and you know you're tough yourself, and then you see someone like Marco, and you're just like, that guy can fight. I mean, he's got an hit on him like a tank, and everybody he hits to stay it. So that's going to be a very good, interesting fight. It is. Yeah, I can't wait for that one. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Just such a stacked event, and your fight definitely fits very well within that. I mean, you have such a great track record for exciting contests, and I've always known you as a guy to be like supremely prepared for all of your fights too. Like I saw you getting in some work with Reese Murray recently, and it seems like the grind is pronounced for sure. Like it seems like you're really putting in those rounds and going at a really fast pace. So love to see it.
Yeah, do you know what? And it's been great working with Reese as well. I mean, he's an awesome boxer. He is. I think he could have done really well in the pro glove side of it. His skill set's very good. Yeah, it's good sparring him. I learned a lot of him, and I suppose he learns a lot of me being the brawler. Like, but yeah, we've trained almost. I dare say every other weekend in this camp. But again, and what you're saying, I do put everything into every fighter. Like I don't look at one person who I'm fighting and think, I'll step back a bit here or like to me they're the best person on the planet in that ring. I've got to beat them. Do you know what I mean? So I've just got one of them mentalities that once it's fight camp, I'm training and I'm training to win, and there's no stopping me. And I dare say I'm most probably at the top of the roster by training standards with any of the lads. To be fair.
Yeah, the way it almost reads to me is like you're trying to just like further refine yourself. Like it wouldn't be oriented to like, oh, this guy isn't as credentialed as this other guy that I fought before, or that kind of way of interpreting the whole thing. Like it almost seems like you're just trying to like really level yourself up and keep growing. And it's more of like that individual refinement kind of focus. Like it just seems like there's that kind of particular discipline to it, like how you go about handling that.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you learn more and more as each campus goes on. and more as each fight goes on. Like obviously my coach and that they'll look at my opponent and they'll tell me what I need to do and stuff like that. I'll have a little look at them, but I try not to take too much in. At the end of the day, I'm fighting my fight, not theirs. Yeah, it's nice to get their style and stuff like in my head and just know what I'm actually working with. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm training myself to beat you. I don't need to train better than you or anything like that, or less than you. I just need to know I'm training better than what I was yesterday or the camp before to know I'm beating you. And like I say, I've learned on every single fight camp, so I only get better and better.
Yeah, and this was circa last year when we had spoken in a previous interview, but I guess just further illustrating the point of, top-notch guys you get and work with. Because I mentioned Reese Murray before, like you were working with Martin Raffel last year, and I guess that name kind of came to my mind too, because you mentioned James Kennelly in kind of a cursory way earlier in the conversation. So just, yeah, another example of just like the, I guess, highly pedigreed fighters that you really get in that work with and all that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been doing some sparring with Pat Nash as well this time. It's just good to get out there with other fighters. I mean, you never know when you're going to actually fight the guys, but do you know what? It's like I've said how many times, it's like a brotherhood. So if you can get in there and train with some of these guys, it's like Martin and James. I get on with them both. Martin's a really good mate of mine, but I helped him with his diet and everything against James. He says he felt great, well, the best he'd ever felt um, on the night and stuff like that. So even that, I'm there. People want help with the diets. I'll help them. Do you know what I mean? It's one thing I'm really clued up with. So I've had a few messages off some other fighters after Marty's fight. To be fair, they want some help. So, but yeah, I'm. It's like I'm not. I'm in the game now fighting, but in the long run, I'll still be in the game, and I'll be there with knowledge and the help what anybody wants in the future. So yeah, it's just a yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. It just makes me an happy guy. Everything about it. So.
And where does that come from? Because that is a piece that is very noticeable as well, just like how dialed in you are with like the dietary considerations and stuff like that. Like, was that something you really picked up throughout your time as a fighter? Because I mean, you were a bodybuilder previously. Was there a certain like level of nutritional comprehensiveness as far as like the awareness of, I guess, the importance of certain diet to achieve certain fitness goals? Like, does it come from those older, I guess, bodybuilding days, or was it something you found you developed in your fighting endeavors?
Well, it all comes from with bodybuilding. I mean, you see fighters all the time. Like UFC fighters do it, dropping all this water and stupid stuff like that. It's too dangerous, if you ask me. I mean, if you like doing that, you like doing it. I think most people do it for the simple fact they'll drop the water and then once they've weighed in, they eat and chuck all the water back in and think that's how you put all the weight back on. But if you diet right, you can get to your weight a couple of weeks before, stay nice, come have your weigh in, and still put 5, 10 kilogram on them days if you eat right and do it right. Do you know what I mean? So why? And they're like when you're dropping your water and you're sauna in it and stuff like that the days before, your brain ain't ready for a fight. Yeah, you can still fight, but it's not going to be in the 100% it needs to be. So, I mean, that my way of doing it. I stick to what I've always known through bodybuilding as such. Um, the diet isn't as strict as bodybuilding. I mean, bodybuilding you need to get your fat percentage down to 2% and stuff like that to win. And so you ain't got to go that ridiculous into it, but it's strict. But you still have your days. It's like you'll have days where you can high carb days and stuff like that. Really just enjoy food if you know what I mean. So yeah, when I did Martin found it easy. He did. Martin Raffel did. He found it nice and easy. The last week is a bit odd when you cut your carbs down, right down and stuff like that, just to get whatever little bit more weight you need to get out off you. But yes, I do know my stuff, and it all comes from bodybuilding days. It's worked so far. I always look great, feel great. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking to this fight, like obviously one you're, squarely focused on, as we've talked about before, but we did kind of have certain, I guess, peripheral considerations, like as far as like, desired title paths. And you outlined that you want to get to at least 20 fights and could even conceivably encroach beyond that point and everything like that. I guess kind of within that context, like do certain opportunities stand out to you as fights that you would not mind kind of getting through that stretch? Like we obviously talk about championships and kind of things of that persuasion. So obviously the reigning title holders would fit within that context. But I guess, for instance, like say a Mark Tiffin fight, like in terms of like setting up like a rubber match, a trilogy, like does something like that represent an enticing opportunity for you? Is that a series that you would want to, I guess, close out in some kind of definitive way, or is it not really, it is what it is. Like if Jim calls you and lets you know that's the opponent, you'll take it, but it's not really a thing that takes up meaningful headspace, like a thing you really want to be particularly pursuant of, or like a rubber match you want to get, I suppose.
Yeah, most definitely. The tipping fight to me has got to happen. It's like the last fight. At the time I don't think I did enough, but when I watched it back, I think he got the win just for that trilogy, for the trilogy to happen. Because I mean, well, you only have to look at comments all over YouTube that I got robbed on it and stuff like that. And that's people I don't know. But on that night, I did feel like I didn't do enough. And in that sense, I feel that because I wanted to knock him out again. Do you know what I mean? And that didn't happen. So I think I just went straight into it down after the fight. But yeah, to me, and I think to every fight fan that follows Tiffin and follows me, they want that fight to happen. It's got to happen. It's 1-1. So it needs a winner out of it. When it comes, I don't know. But yeah, there is another person in mind, obviously. It's most probably the greatest bare knuckle fighter there is. But that'll be my last fight. So I don't really want to put him forward yet. But he's a fighter that everybody wants to fight. But we'll save him till last, and I think he'll be my last fight because he's that brutal.
Yeah, maybe we can touch upon that when you get a little closer to the fight. Maybe we can, chop it up on the show about it and everything. But it seems like there's many more chapters in the story of Aaron McCallum going forward here.
God bless you, mate. No, I appreciate everything. But yeah, thanks for the interview, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I love talking to you, man. Like you have such a, great way of, navigating the world and stuff like that. Like for instance, I just love how much you give back to, the local kids and stuff like that. Like you've, previously come to, local schools and, kind of showing off the BKB hardware and stuff like that. And just, yeah, you really seem like a good lad for sure. So I always appreciate the time, man. But I do want to be mindful of your time and schedule. That being said, Aaron, so is there maybe like a final parting thought you wanted to add as we're kind of wrapping things up here? I really appreciate the time, man.
Oh no, thanks again to you, mate. Thanks everyone that's bought tickets. Tickets have been really hard to sell this time, but it is my third fight this year. So it has been all getting that. So I appreciate everyone that's bought them. I still think I've done 50, 60 tickets so far. And normally within the last 2 weeks, for some reason, everyone jumps on board. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can chuck another 20 out. All my sponsors, I don't know if you can see some of them on there. Thanks to all of them. I've got some on the back as well. I'll just give it a quick spin. You can get them. But yeah, thanks to all the sponsors. Obviously, without them, without the fans, it's not possible. And the biggest thanks, Joe Cockin, my coach, and Russell Henshaw. Yeah, they just keep turning me into an animal. So, and it makes me buzz more for fight night to get it all out. I'm not thanking my wife because she gave me eggs away the other day, so she's not getting thanks anymore. Not really, thanks, babe.
I was going to say, in terms of the sponsorship piece too, maybe we got to get Fiat on the team. I understand you're one of the rougher customers to drive a Fiat 500, so maybe we got to get them on board for sponsorship at some point too, eh?
That'd be some sponsor. That would. You know what? Someone did say to me, get in touch with Fiat. Get a sponsor here because I think I've advertised here 500 quite a bit, haven't I?
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's awesome. But yeah, super appreciate you coming on Bare Knuckle Bowker, man. I'm really excited to see this Liam Howell fight at BKB 47. Definitely one of the more standout fights on October 18th for my money. And like we said, that definitely says something because of how stacked the card is. But all the best with the rest of your preparations, man. And thanks so much for the time. You have a good rest of your day too, Aaron. Thank you, man.
Yeah, Dylan. Nice one, mate. Have a good one, yeah. Cheers, Bob.